Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mr. Right Way. Today, I'm going to talk to you about investing into the PlayStation ecosystem. Now, this video is kind of going to cover like PlayStation 4 and up. As you can see, we got a lot of different PlayStation items, systems, controllers, games on the table. If you're just now getting into the PlayStation ecosystem or been hearing about the PlayStation because of the PlayStation 5 Pro, PS5, any kind of games, good or bad, and you want to know from a long-term user, this video is for you. And also make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. It will help out the channel so much. It can reach out more video game fans. We not only talk about PlayStation, we talk about retro video games, GameStop. We do a lot of travel. There's a lot of things on this channel that you might like. So thank you so much for giving me time of your day. Now let's talk about the PlayStation ecosystem. As you can see right here, I have a PS5, I have the Sony VR, I have way back in the day, we got the PSP right here. This is the original PSP that came out. As you can see, it has a Spider-Man movie sticker on here. I showed this on a stream or a podcast a couple times, but I just recently got this again. I bought this same exact model when it came out. And basically, you know, it had everything in here. Some little old lady sold it to me, sweet lady, but it still had like these discs with it right here, as you can see. And this is the PSP. Now, PSP stands for PlayStation Portable. This is their first handheld system. It's nice. This is the 1001 edition, solid black, piano black. If you look right here, when you open it up, it pops out in the back like this. And a disc is in here too. Whoa, that's where that ATV game is too. So yeah, ATV. I haven't played this in a while, I just got it. That's where the collector, you get stuff that you don't even play sometimes. But one thing about these old PSPs, especially the 1000 models, the batteries, they blow up, y'all. Definitely I had to be playing it with the charger in there. And just sometimes it don't even work, but I'm gonna try to get this thing started. Now you can see the PSP is plays perfect. This came out a long time ago, and it's just still amazing handheld. I absolutely love it, but let's stop this. We don't want that to be all in your ear, y'all. But this is the PlayStation Portal, which is really cool, right? I love that. Next handheld we talk about is the PlayStation Vita. PlayStation Vita was a successor to the PSP. Absolutely love this. Everybody wants another PS Vita. I think they actually perfected handheld gaming by Sony with this. I play this thing a lot, and it's probably not charged. Oh, it is charged. It's great. It is definitely charged. Now, one thing about the PSP, right? This first model, and it is another 1001 model. The 1000 models on every like PlayStation seems to be iconic, you know. And you just pull this down like this. There we go. Yeah, the games on here are like PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 level. Picking up a Vita now, guys, is probably a great decision. You still can play physical games on here. By the time this video comes out, I don't know if they shut down the stores or not. You can watch this years later and stores are shut down, or get you one of these and hack it. The game I got in here, I'm gonna try to zoom in on this. These how small the games are. This right here, it's a small game. This is God of War. I'm trying to do a close-up on this game, but these are the UMDs for the PSP, right? Now this right here is the card for the Vita. Still great physical games you can still go buy. Now the Vitas, depending on what you get and what you buy, the games on the Vitas can be expensive. Some over $100, some are under 20. It's depending on what you got. This God of War collection, it's probably about close to a $50 game, and that's loose sometimes. Now, it fluctuates, right? But you got good quality games on here. And also, you can play PSP games on here if you already had downloaded those. Now, let's talk about the PlayStation Portal. So many people talk about this when it came out. People thought it was going to die, it was unnecessary, and now it sells like hotcakes. This handheld is a great machine. I'm sitting in bed and I can be playing any type of game I want to off of my PlayStation 5s, depending on which one I choose. And mostly this thing it's like an Android tablet. You got the DualSense controller right here inside a big screen, and it's amazing because I got my PlayStations here. I want to talk about that later on. That ecosystem, talking about the handhelds, is pretty cool to get into, especially if you want to choose a PSP, because that's going to be the cheaper. Now with the PSPs, you're definitely going to run into issues, right? You need to find batteries, and also these UMDs, oh my gosh, they break very, very easy. And then finding one complete in a box, if you're a collector like me, this channel is kind of collector focused, especially finding one pristine, you're going to be paying up for one. So it's up to you. You can collect this like loose, is what we call loose. This is loose. This game is loose right here. If it's in the box. Now, if you're looking for in the box, it's complete in the box. So that means if you want it completely in the box, you need to find a box, depending on condition. The inserts like this PSP, I guess it's sleeve, because this sleeve covers the PSP, right? And then the original like disc and paperwork that will be inside of all of this right here. Maybe like, you know, registration cards. Collectors are big on registration cards. I used to be, but I'm just like, as long as I got the box, I'm okay with that. Now, let's talk about the PlayStation VR. I have a video on talk about why the PlayStation VR is the best deal right now you can get coming into the PlayStation ecosystem. Now, you're definitely going to need a PlayStation 4. Now, finding a PlayStation 4 is really cheap. You can get a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 4 Pro at a local pawn shop for under $200. Sometimes on Facebook Marketplace for like $100 if you want to jump into the PlayStation ecosystem. Let's look at some of the games, right? As you can see, we got games right here. We have Astrobot, we have Firewall Zero Hour, and one of my favorite is Trevor Saves the Universe. Now, this says mode included. When you're looking for PlayStation VR games, there's gonna be two type of things. It's gonna say PlayStation VR game, and the game is going to be like right here. That is a complete game. That means you have to use the VR setting right here. Make sure you go look at that video, tell you why it's a great system to buy. Mode means that you can play, and this one right here is a PlayStation VR mode. Also, you can play on the PlayStation 4 if you don't have the VR, but the mode is so much great. It is very difficult to like demonstrate how amazing the PlayStation VR 1 is on like a YouTube video like this, but definitely this right here, I paid $125. I know I didn't pay that much for it. For in the box is put away, but in several games, people were selling these in droves to get the PlayStation 2 VR, which the PlayStation 2 VR, y'all, is just ridiculous, right? It's not even worth buying. Don't waste your time on that. That system is just, it's ridiculous. It's don't have any games. It's full digital, mostly full digital. They have a couple games out. It's kind of like the PS5 Pro, which I'm going to pick up, and a lot of people don't like. But we're not talking about the PS5 Pro right now. We're going to talk about that later on after we get one. The games for the PlayStation 4. This is a time that you need to start collecting PlayStation 4 games. Why? Let me give you a perfect example. I'm a fighting game fan. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, right? This game right here. This game is over $50. I'm gonna put the price on it right now because I know it's over 50. When I bought this game, it was cheap. But trying to find games for the PS4, right? Say like this one right here. Another, I just grabbed all my expensive fighting games. For right now, this is gonna go down because it's doing a reprint. But the Capcom Fighting Collection that came out, $40 game, it's still a $40, $50 game, right? New are being sold like, I don't know. Here's a cheap one, Street Fighter 5. You get this game at a pawn shop, probably like $10. Great fighting game. Other great games you can get on the PlayStation. Now the PlayStation 4 has so many amazing games that you can buy. You can get something at pawn shop, you can get stuff at like video game stores, GameStop, especially at GameStop. When they have a 4 for $20, you can really clean up. There's so many PlayStation 4 games that you can find something that you will like. They have super cheap games, they got annoying games, got fun game, puzzle, RPGs, fighting, platformers like Astrobot, crazy fun adult games like Trevor Saves the Universe or Trover Saves the Universe. Sorry about that. So many great things with that. Another thing you're gonna need is controllers. Now, on the PlayStation 5, we're gonna talk about PlayStation 5 controllers, but I did a review on the PlayStation 4 Hori fighting stick. If you like fighting games, this controller is not going to cut it. I mean, it's okay. You're gonna have to turn the controller down and do like this, right? Especially like when you're playing Tekken. All my Tekken fans, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? But this right here is a great 6-button controller. This is the Octo fighting pad. I hope I said that right. But this right here has a mode where you can play on the PS5, PS4, and the PC. I absolutely love this controller. Now, a lot of fighting game fans, they do like arcade sticks, which that's great. I like arcade sticks too. Still trying to learn how to use it, but this 6-button, it just brings me back to the days of the Sega Saturn, y'all. I love these controllers. 6 buttons like laid out right there. And you can actually hook this into the PS5, but boom, play all your fighting games. But if you don't want to play fighting games, you just want a 6-button controller like this layout, there you go. And you still got all your triggers. Now, you don't have 2 thumbsticks. You have a directional pad because it's a fighting game controller, right? And then you got just 1 thumbstick, which that's cool. I would definitely look into that if I was you. All right, now let's talk controllers, because this is like one of my favorite things to collect in the PlayStation ecosystem, especially PlayStation 5 ecosystem, right? This is the newest Astrobot controller, as you can see. This is new Astrobot controller. It is beautiful. Comes in a great, beautiful box like this right here. It comes in a beautiful box like this. This is a beautiful, beautiful. And I make sure I collect these. We got the Concorde one. As you can see right here, the Spider-Man 2. I always get 1 to play and 1 to keep in the box. Here's the Final Fantasy one, which this is still in the box. So there you go. Look at that. That is a beautiful controller. Haven't opened that one, probably not going to. Controller was expensive. The most expensive one right now, maybe that Concorde, but in that Harry Potter one, I didn't get my hands on that. Hopefully get that one day. I know I'm going to pay up for that. That is just a crazy, crazy controller. Now let's get into the PS5. This right here, over here is my PS5 library. Right now. I kind of trimmed my PlayStation 5 library down, as you can see. But as you can see, I got games like Sonic. So let's go with some of these games. Sonic Superstars. We got Uncharted, Sonic Frontiers, Sackboy, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Final Fantasy Crisis Core. Haven't opened up this Raiden game, but I love my shoot 'em ups. This is Raiden 4. Came out on Xbox 360. Mortal Kombat 1, Shooters and Fighters, Guilty Gear, Ratchet and Clank, which they said they're gonna update Ratchet and Clank when the PS5 Pro comes out. King of the Fighters 15, Devil May Cry 5, right? This game right here is crazy. It's a great visual upgrade. I can't wait to see how good this is gonna look up on Pro, because it does run at 100. I think it said like it runs over 60 frames per second. I think 120 frames, if I'm not mistaken. It might do that on the Xbox Series X, but this game right here, y'all, it's good. Controversial Forspoken, but another controversial game, The Last of Us Remake, Final Fantasy. I love this game when it came out. Spider-Man Miles Morales. This PS5 games, y'all, that's my library so far. That's just some of it. I got a lot more games than that, especially digitally. And let's talk about digital real quick, right? Everybody's up in arms and really upset at PlayStation because the PS5 Pro is really a digital console. Now, as you can see, I got 2 PlayStation consoles, right? The original PlayStation console right here, the Spider-Man one, which I'm not trading that in. I am not trading it. I love this PS5. I don't need anything else, but I do have this. As you can take a look at this PS5, this thing is huge. Let's move some of this stuff out of the way. So we got 2 PS5s. We have the original OG big boy router right here. And then we went to the gym, worked out, and it is slim and trim. Look at these. Look at that. But just look at this PS5. This PS5 can eat this PS5. But as you can see, if you're buying systems right. So there's something for everybody out there. Got the slim and fat boy. We're not fat shaming PS5s, all right? But this is a big boy. They both, I like the designs of them, right? This looks like a huge, like, router. You can exchange the plates on both of these. And if you notice, I don't have a stand on either one of these. So people tripping about the stands for the PlayStation, you don't need it. Look, I'm gonna shake this table. Well, I ain't gonna shake it too much, but you don't need a stand, right? Now in this PS5, I did add more memory in that. Pros and cons of which one you might want. Let's start with the one that makes a lot of people upset, especially collectors, right? Not the fat boy, but this right here, the PlayStation Slim model. This thing is light as a feather, well, to me. The one thing about the Slim is, as you can see, it has no freaking disk drive like this right here. No disk drive whatsoever. If you're cool not having a disk drive with this system, it's quite all right. You can't play movies and stuff like that. You got to download everything, which the thing about downloading stuff, and I get this, you really don't own it. You know, like games over here, I own this PS5 game, right? I own this, so they can't really take it away from me. I can take it away from myself if I sell it, and that's really basically it. It does look cool. I will admit that. To me, I think this is a very nice PlayStation system. I think this is a very nice PlayStation system, y'all. This is nice. The back ports on this thing, as you can see right there. Let's compare it to the big boy, right? All right, so we got 2 USB 3 LAN HDMI power and this little key thing. We got the exact same setup, and I got big hands, so I'm gonna try to grab both of these. This is gonna be a feat. Look at this. Like that. Both of those right there, right? All right. So on the back, it's the same as PS5. Now on the front, it's different. And this right here, it kind of like, oh, this is one of those revisions, right? Remember the 1000 model had this since it opened? Well, I guess this is the second one because it did have the other plates and stuff. But remember I'm talking about this fighting game controller, right? So on the front of this PlayStation 5, I can hook up my fighting game controller. On the front of this one, have nowhere to put it at.
That's what she said.
But I have nowhere to, so I have to actually put it in the back.
That's what she said.
And don't make jokes, people, all right? Backdoor this PS5 like that. But I still can play that. And does it matter? I mean, in the grand scheme of things, not really. It really doesn't matter. It just, you know what you're getting into. Now, you can get a disc drive for this, and you can play it. That's another $80. That's a lot of money for the average person. Some people nowadays, they really don't care about the disc drive. And that's like the divide. And I'll say it like right down the middle. Like us older gamers, as myself, we prefer this one, the PS5, and it has a disc drive. We don't want to have to go and buy one. But me, I will go get one. I still like having that option. This PS5 is the newest one. They're not going back to this one. You still can find this big boy, but the PS5 Slim, it still does everything this does. Actually, a little faster and a little bit more options on this one that you can't get on this one. Same UI, just different things you can access, right? The good thing of having 2 PS5s, this is one in the game room, this is one in the living room, is that, you know, you can share games. So all the games I have digitally on here, I can play it in my game room and vice versa. That's pretty cool. And then you add in, this is talking about the ecosystem, you add in the portal, right? This right here, the PlayStation Portal, I'm in a whole different state or different country, and I can access my PlayStation games on this system, the digital ones, which is great. But if I have a disc inside, I can play that one too, depending on my internet. So like I said, the PlayStation ecosystem is pretty darn cool. It's kind of like any other ecosystem like Apple, Samsung. You have different levels of wanting to get into it. So let's talk about the pricing levels of getting into the PlayStation ecosystem for the first time, right? And this, I'm gonna include a little bit of retro. That would be like PlayStation 3, because some PlayStation 3s can play PlayStation 2 games. All PlayStation 3s can play PlayStation 1 games. So the cheapest to get in is the PlayStation 3. I just went and got my PlayStation 3, and here it is. This is a 60 gigabyte PlayStation 3. Actually, this is a demo unit. And I'm still trying to like learn how to undemo it, because if you can see right here, it's shiny. I don't get out. They got all the ports. This plays PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 games. You still can play all the generations of the PlayStation before 4 and 5. So right here, this is it. So getting into this system right here, right? Depending on which PlayStation 3 system you're gonna get into, and I'm gonna do a video about that later on. You can get in this bare bones for 150 bucks. That's really cheap. Now that's gonna be the slim model. The slim model can play PlayStation 1 games and PlayStation 3 games. So many games. I mean, so many games that you can play. Then we move to the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. Now, if you haven't picked up a PlayStation 4, your best thing to do, finding a PlayStation 5 disc edition, the one that's already have a disc. Go for the PlayStation 5 disc system, and you can get the big fat boy. You still can find these. I don't know when you're watching this video, but you still can find these. The Spider-Man one is definitely going to be the most expensive one, about 600 bucks. I don't know if you want to spend that much, but it's your money. You can do whatever you want. Be happy, do that. The slim version, this is the discless. Find the one with the disc, because you can play all your PlayStation 4 games and all your PlayStation 5 games up till when the PlayStation 6 comes out, and you will have so many games to play. So the PlayStation 5 with the disc, you're gonna play retail. That's gonna be about 500 bucks. So you can find some cheap, probably about under 4, and even refurbished ones around about 350 bucks. So PlayStation 3, $150. PlayStation 4 and 5, $450. But what about the handhelds? The PSP and the PS Vita, even the PSP Go, you're going to come in around $150 to $250. Then the PlayStation VR. The PlayStation VR, $150 or cheaper, especially the first one. I'm not recommending the PlayStation VR 2, just they forgot about it. Which, that's another thing when you get in the PlayStation ecosystem, right? You can have something that you love so much, the PlayStation Vita. PlayStation will cut it off and not even think about adding more games to it. So thanks, Limit Run. You did your job there. So let me know down in the comments below your PlayStation ecosystem. Where are you in it? Where do you think you might want to go? And how do you feel about the future of digital? I know that's a lot, but I'm embracing it. I'm ready for it. Everybody is correct. There's no right or wrong way. So let me know down in the comments below, guys, where in the PlayStation ecosystem are you? If you just got into the PlayStation ecosystem, let me know, where did you start? PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, 4, 5. Are you a Vita handheld guy? Are you a PSP? What are you playing? Let me know down in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this video, and always remember to do it the right way. See you next time.